Hello, I'm Heather, and in this video I want to share about my morning routine. I've made quite a few videos about this because I think it's really important, and a couple of the key pieces that I think are most important are to point out that honestly the only thing that's routine about the routine is that it happens, that I do it. The actual elements, well, there's elements that are actually also extremely common and routine, but the actual way they show up is different. And I think that's really important because I suspect that a lot of people feel like, oh, a morning routine is, meditation and journaling and, like a couple of specific things. And if it's not those things, then it doesn't count. Or I don't know, it's just like this weird, dumb idea that I think a lot of people have. So here's what I consider to be a rock solid, really good routine, is that there is movement of some kind. That has an extremely wide range of options available. So it contains movement, it contains some form of breath work that also has an extraordinary range of possibilities available. Connection, and I'll give some very specific examples of what that looks like, and inspired learning. What I consider to be inspired learning are either it's something that I just feel very inspired to be, hearing or learning about or listening to, or it's inspired in that this hit comes in, this idea like, wow, I'm really interested in blah, and I'm going to go check it out right now. A lot of times what I do with my inspired learning time is I, like a lot of folks, have a ton of courses that I've bought over the years or gotten for free or whatever, and haven't necessarily gone through all of them. And so I have actual dedicated time, whether it's 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes, where I get into one of those courses or one of the books or one of the things that's been kind of waiting for me, because I figure if it's just a little bit of progress, it's still progress on that learning piece. So all right, so this morning, what connection looked like for me was very important, because if you happen to catch my earlier video where I was given a check-in, there's kind of a lot of very difficult things going on in my life right now. And I find that by being in connection with other people, and it's good quality connection is what I'm talking about, I feel much more supported. So I have this cousin in New York City. Her name is Aransas, and I'm going to put in the comments, I'll put a link to one of her videos. And she started this morning thing where she just gathers people and they talk briefly about a topic. So it's only a 30-minute total thing. But this morning the topic was it gentle? Being gentle with yourself. And I shared that I find it very difficult to be gentle with myself even still. However, I do see there's a huge progress that I've made from this really pivotal moment a couple of years ago, where I just all of a sudden I stopped in the middle of my kitchen and I looked at my dog and I looked at my kid, and I realized if I was saying out loud any of the shit that's going on in my head right now that I'm directing towards myself, if I directed it at one of these two, my dog or my child, it would definitely be abuse. And if anyone knew how much I talked to myself that way and I was directing all of that towards my dog or my child, they would be taken away from me. That's got to change. So, that awareness definitely helps me. Like, hey, am I speaking to myself in the way that I would want to speak to somebody that I love? Like my child or my dog or my beloved or my family member. So that was a really rich topic for that group this morning. And then I love combining parts of my morning routine. If I forgot to say it, meditation is also a part of my morning routine. And again, there's a huge range of ways that meditation can show up. And right now, the way I'm practicing meditation is it's something I do with my sweetheart. We just set aside 10 minutes every morning and we listen to the Sam Harris Waking Up app, and good old Sam guides us through a meditation. And so not only am I doing something for and with myself, but I'm doing something with my beloved. It's a shared experience, and we feel very connected afterwards. And so, I feel really good about when really efficient. Connection and meditation in the same thing. Then I continued on the connection train, and my breath work this morning was this man that I don't think we've met in person, but we have a lot of friends in common. And at the very beginning of the whole quarantine stuff going on in 2020, he started offering daily breath work every morning. And I went every morning for a while because I know that dedicated time to breath work can really reset your nervous system and get you out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. And I need all the help I can get with that. But the cool thing is now that I've been, popping into his class every so often for a year, and once in a while I'll promote for him, or I'll, I just kind of try to help support him. Now that feels like connection because we have developed a relationship over the past year just in this shared experience of breath work. And then there's other people, on Zoom in the room also doing breath work. And so that just feels, it's a shared experience with people I don't know. And so I came out of breath work and definitely was feeling much more stable and centered and solid. And I did my movement a little bit earlier. I have a whole series of physical therapy exercises that I'm currently doing that are dedicated, that are specific just for my body and my body's needs. And that feels like a moving meditation as well, because I'm really tuning into my body the whole time and checking in, like, how does this feel? How, is there, I have a whole conversation with my body when I'm doing my exercises. And I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I didn't forget something. So there was the breath. Okay, so then I guess my inspired learning today, I haven't actually done that part yet. But like I said, I have courses that I just absolutely love, and I'm excited to learn more about them and get into them. And so I'll probably get back into that. The one of the keys that I've shifted recently is that a lot of times I might have like 10 books that I'm reading and I'm doing 10 courses, or, just a little bit at a time. I'm trying to reduce that scatter, and I'm only listening to one book right now, and I'm only engaging in one course right now, and trying to, calm the busyness a little bit. So, yeah, I hope that this feels helpful. And, the main pieces that I just really want to get across are that even if it's only for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes of meditation makes a difference. And it doesn't all have to be together. You don't have to call it a morning routine. It doesn't have to be strung together, all at once. Like it can be, but I do think that there's actually some real power in doing it that way. In that I've really dedicated, okay, I have dedicated time. It is like me, playtime with me, I'm going to go in my room and play with my friends. And I know it sounds silly, but I feel like that's what I'm doing when I'm on online breath work with a bunch of other people and I'm in online groups. I'm hanging out with my friends, but I'm also just super dedicated to myself. And so this time is a gift to myself every day. And it's non-negotiable. And I know that it's a big reason why when I have things that come up that would stress anybody out, but then unfortunately I'm just one of those people who might have 15 of those really intense, hardcore things going on at once. And any one of them could push any normal human being off the edge, but I'm carrying 15 of them and somehow not getting pushed off the edge. There's a lot that goes into that, but one of the reasons is dedication to myself and a regular routine of meditation, movement, breathwork, connection, inspired learning, a little bit at a time helps. So thank you for being on the receiving end. I look forward to hearing your feedback, your questions, your thoughts, and I will, like I said, I'll put some comments below on some of the resources that I use. So have a wonderful day. Thank you.